Hey, this is Joel from PSI Screen Printing. Today we're going to look at the differences between screen printing and direct-to-garment digital printing, the pros and cons of each, how each one works, and also where you use each application and why it is better than the other. First of all, we'll start by looking at screen printing. It's a traditional method for printing on textiles. It's been around for a long time, invented by the Chinese at some point in time many years ago. It utilizes a squeegee, a screen, and a stencil. You have a mesh stretched over a frame, which is your screen. You then create a stencil on that screen. You then get ink and a squeegee, and you push the ink through the stencil onto the t-shirt to create the image on the shirt. That's in the simplest level how screen printing works. It utilizes water-based or plastisol inks, which the name suggests, water-based. They're based on water. They contain water, and as that water evaporates, they cure and fuse themselves into the shirt. Plastisol inks, they require heat to get the plasticizers to a certain temperature, which then they cross-link and they cure. So that's the difference between the two. Plastisol is basically the industry standard at the moment. Water-based used to be the industry standard, but both are still used for different effects and different finishes. Direct-to-garment digital printing, it's a relatively recent technology. It's only about 4 or 5 years old. It utilizes an inkjet printer modified for textiles, which is basically at the simplest level the same as your inkjet printer at home. Instead of printing on paper, it prints onto t-shirts. It has a specially formulated ink that reacts with textiles and cures inside textiles. Your standard inks from your printer at home wouldn't do that. So these inks are specially formulated. They've also created a white ink, which is a bit special as far as inkjet printers go, that prints down onto dark coloured t-shirts to provide a base for the colours to come over. If you just had the cyan, magenta, yellow and black inks, they wouldn't show up on a dark coloured garment. So that's why they needed to create a white ink to print down first as the base, and they print the colours then over the top of that. So what are the pros of screen printing? So the best quality print for longevity and vibrancy of colour. It lasts a long time. Your screen print should last as long as your t-shirt. You may get a little bit of cracking over time, but when it comes down to it, it should last forever. Your only retail quality option, you go into any store and 99.9% of the t-shirts in there will be screen printed. There are a few exceptions with some of the bigger chains like Kmart and things like that with their kids licensed stuff from the kids shows like Ben 10 and Superman shirts and things like that. They often have a very high color count, so instead of screen printing, sometimes they're done with digital technology like a transfer or something and applied to the shirts. But the major majority of t-shirts are screen printed that you'd buy from a shop. You get a lower cost for larger runs. So as the volume increases, the costs come down, which is standard business practice with most things. The larger runs we do in the shop, we charge less and less for them. You also have the ability to print specialty finishes, things like metallic inks, foils, puff inks, flock inks, suede inks, things like that. You have a lot of flexibility with the different effects you can achieve with the screen printing inks. What are the cons of screen printing? Usually there's a higher entry cost. You have to pay setup costs. Screens need to be set up for the job. So jobs with higher color amounts have higher screen setup costs. There's that barrier there. It's not suitable for short runs. So if you came to me and said, Joel, I've got 5 shirts, I need them printed tomorrow, it's not something that would be practical to do. It would cost you, for a 3-color print on 5 shirts, you'd probably end up paying around $40 or $50 a shirt. It's just not practical to print small numbers of shirts with screen printing process because of the setups and everything involved. Photographic and high color images are difficult to replicate. The effective resolution of screen printing is very low, so there's only so many little dots you can put in a certain area of print. With offset printing and monitors and things, you can fit millions of little dots in a very small area. With screen printing, you might only be able to fit hundreds at the most. So the reproduction of very precise photographic colors is a little bit difficult with screen printing. You're also printing on a very coarse surface at the microscopic level. It's not a smooth, flat surface like paper or something. So high color images are expensive. Photographic images are difficult to replicate color accurately. So they're the cons of screen printing. So the pros of digital printing. They're good for one-offs and short runs. So if you need one T-shirt for your mate for his birthday or something, it's very difficult to screen print that and make it cost effective. So that's perfect for digital printing. Short runs where you have 5 or 10 shirts and they've got high color amounts, which is the next point. They're good for photographic and high colors. So if you have a photo, it's a mate's bucks party and you've got a crazy photo of him where he's looking silly, you put that on a shirt and everyone wears a shirt for the bucks party. That's perfect for digital printing, that sort of situation, because you'd only have 5, 10 shirts and they have a full color photographic image on them. That's perfect for digital printing. That's where the digital printer excels for things like that. Or the cons of digital printing. In my opinion, it's not a retail quality option. The inks can fade over time. They don't have the longevity of screen printed inks. The pigments aren't as good. They don't have the same wash fastness, and they tend to fade over time. So they're the trade-offs that you have with digital printing. They suit a really good area of work, like the short runs, the high color counts, but there are these trade-offs that you have. The inks can fade over time. It's not a retail quality option, and really only useful for short runs. As the volume increases, digital printing doesn't decrease in price all that much. So what's the takeaway? Basically, you need to determine what you need. Whether you need a short run of t-shirts, you need a long run of t-shirts, and what you need the finished result to be. You also need to know what you're getting. You need to know what results you're going to get with screen printing and how much it will cost you if you only get a short run, and would it be more worthwhile doing digital if you can live with the slightly shorter longevity of ink vibrancy and things like that. So you just need to really get in your mind what you require the shirts for and what purpose they're going to serve to know whether you can use one method over the other. Also lately, things watch out for online cowboys. The t-shirt printing industry with the digital printer has made it easy for people to get in, and basically there's a lot of people out there who spend 20 grand on a digital t-shirt printer and start offering the services out there. Now, we do both here. We do screen printing and digital printing, and we can recommend when's the best time to use one versus the other, hence this video and everything. But a lot of guys, they just do digital printing and they sell the guts out of it like it's the next big thing. In reality, to one extent, it is the next big thing. It provides a service that was never be able to be provided before with your short run high color things, but it will never replace screen printing as a retail quality option, as something that has the longevity of color and longevity of print. So those things will never be replaced, and a lot of people don't make the consumer aware of that at the point of purchase. They just tout, oh, no setups, quick turnaround, high color, photographic, and all of that stuff. So just watch out for that. Make sure people let you know what you're getting at the end of the day, the product that you'll receive, because that's really important, that you get what you're expecting and it's a product that you would want to pay what you pay for it. So yeah, here at PSI we'll do either for you. Get in touch with us. We'll tell you which method would benefit you both the most, which one is suited to your requirements, and we will make sure you get the t-shirts you want. So give us a call or send us a message through the website, and we will talk to you soon.